Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Richard III, and today we get to hear from Queen Margaret again in what the folio calls Act 4, Scene 3, what other versions call Act 4, Scene 4, because, passage of time, all of that sort of fun stuff. So we started out this scene with the ladies, with the Duchess of York, who is the mother of King Edward, who is dead, and also George, the Duke of Clarence, who is dead, and Richard, who is just awful, and also with Queen Elizabeth, who is the widow of Henry VI, who is dead. And the two of them are lamenting their losses and mourning their losses because also the princes Edward and Richard are dead. They've been killed by Tyrrell, who Richard hired, actually by a couple guys that Tyrrell hired, so a third-degree killing. I don't know how they work that out, but anyway, there's been lots of death, and at this point in the play, Lady Anne is also dead, though I don't know if anybody is pointing the finger at Richard for that one specifically, because he had spread rumors around first that she was very sick, so she's not so much in their thoughts. But the Duchess of York and Queen Elizabeth come in, and they're lamenting these losses because they're huge losses. They've lost husbands and sons and nephews and grandchildren and all of this sorts of thing. And while they're bemoaning all of these losses, Margaret is sort of off to the side, and she's like, yeah, now you guys know what it is to lose something. Remember all those curses that I spread about? Yep, now they're coming back to bite you. And the other two are oh, woe is us, and could anybody ever know the grief that we know and the sadness that we feel? And then Margaret finally comes forward. She's like, hi, remember me, who also lost everything and has lost more than all y'all combined? And they're like, yeah, but you also were instrumental in killing some of our family members. And yesterday's monologue, she was like, yeah, but Duchess of York, this is your kid that's doing all of this. The issue of your womb is the one that's destroying the country and killing all of our family members right now. So that actually technically makes this all your fault, that all of these people are dying. And the Duchess of York is like, whoa, that's taking it a little too far, don't you think? And Queen Margaret says, bear with me. I am hungry for revenge, and now I cloy me with beholding it. Thy Edward, he is dead, that killed my Edward. The other Edward dead, to quit my Edward. Young York, he is but boot, because both they matched not the high perfection of my loss. Thy Clarence, he is dead, that stabbed my Edward. And the beholders of this frantic play, the adulterate Hastings, Rivers, Vaughan, Grey, untimely smothered in their dusky graves. Richard yet lives, hell's black intelligencer, only reserved their factor to buy souls and send them thither. But at hand, ensues his piteous and unpitied end. Earth gapes, hell burns, fiends roar, saints pray to have him suddenly conveyed from hence. Cancel his bond of life, dear God, I pray, that I may live and say, the dog is dead. So she's kind of just recapping. I mean, she kind of sort of apologizes. She's like, we are about to see Richard undone, so I'm getting a little antsy to see that done, so maybe I went a little too far, but like all of these people are dead. Most of it falls on me and my family, so I get the right to grieve more than anybody else that's here. But Richard is still alive, but everybody is praying for him to not be alive anymore. And please, 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 let me live long enough to see him not be alive anymore. And then she expounds on this a little bit more, which is tomorrow's monologue, after just a brief interjection from some of the other ladies where they're like, yep, you said some bad stuff was going to happen. Margaret gets to continue on with her expounding on all the bad things that have happened. And we'll get to see that tomorrow. That's tomorrow's monologue. So come on back then, and we'll see you then for more.